A school principal took 1 week off. Stressful life and everything. Especially in early spring when the snow is melted and the weather is nice. The students get crazy energy from the sun. It makes them want to crush everything around them. Perfect time for a getaway. Principal out. Bye. He left his assistant, Ginny Potts, in charge of the school. She promised she would solve all the problems herself. She was determined to bring back order to this crazy, unruly school. But she's gonna need all the help she can get. That means that she needs you. Let's see if you're smart enough to solve these riddles and help our poor little Ginny. At least until the boss gets back. Unpleasant incident. There was an unpleasant incident at school. Somebody stole the school mascot, and they threw it in the swimming pool. There were 3 suspects. That evening, Ginny stopped by their houses to question them. She said, "What were you doing last night?" The first suspect was Christy.
I was at home. I'm afraid of water and I can't swim.
Next, there was Laura. Ginny said, "What were you doing last night?" Lara said, "I'm a straight-A student. I wouldn't risk my future for anything." And the last one was James. Ginny said, "What were you doing last night?" James said, I was playing with my brother. And that's all I've got to say. So who lied? Let's see if you're a human lie detector, just like Ginny. The liar is Christy. Look at the photo. She has a swimming medal. Ginny made her parents pay for a new mascot. Did you think she was gonna pay for it? Biology conference. A biology teacher wanted to go to a conference in New York. Ginny loved the idea, so she let him go. The next day, they had a video chat. Ginny was sure that the teacher had lied about the whole conference. And you know what she thinks about lying. So how did she know? Are you a video chat sleuth? Let's find out. The answer? This is an easy one. There are no Palm Beaches in New York. CV. The school needed a new ski coach. Yeah, it was one of those fancy schools with skiing and stuff. I mean, in my school, we just used to slide down the hill on a trash can lid. The previous ski coach, well, let's just say Mr. Edwin was a big fan of donuts. And now he looks like one. On Monday, Ginny received 3 CVs. There was one from Bill. He was born in 1985, and he'd been to the Olympics in 2016. 5 years work experience. Then there was John. He was born in 2002, and he'd been to the World Cup in 2019. Work experience, 10 years. Last was Sarah. She was born in 1990, and she'd been to the Olympics in 2008. She has 3 years work experience. Ginny immediately knew that 2 of them were lying, and one thing she couldn't stand was people lying to her. So who did Ginny choose for the job? Let's see if you choose the same person. Would you be a good school principal? She chose Sarah. The 2016 Olympics were held in summer, so no skiing. John claims he has 10 years experience, but he's only 18 years old. Who did it? Ginny had to step out for a while. She asked the secretary not to let anyone in her office. Ginny had important documents in there. She wanted to keep them safe. Ginny came back to the office a few hours later, but something was wrong. She realized the secretary had let someone in. How did Ginny know that? Let's see if you can spot the crucial evidence. There are now only 2 flowers in the vase. Which of Helen's friends lied? It was Sunday, and Ginny could finally relax. All her problems were over. But that evening, some parents called. Helen had had a fight with her parents, They were upset because she got some bad grades. She wanted to make them worry, so she left the house and didn't say anything. She was gone all day, and the parents did start to worry. The parents were sure she was at a friend's house. Ginny had to visit with each of them. She said, "Where were you all day?" Andrew said, "I was at my grandfather's all day. My dad just picked me up. We're headed home now." And then she went to see Alex. "Where were you all day?" And Alex said, "I had school until late because I had an extra math class." Lastly, she talked to Mary. "Where were you all day?" Mary said,
I've been sick. I haven't seen Helen for a week.
So which of the students lied? Let's see if you can spot that lying teen. It was Alex. Everybody knows that schools are closed on Sundays. John woke up, locked in a lab. He had been hit on the head, boosh, and he had passed out. What happened? John's lifelong passion was robots, and he had a generous sponsor. John's sponsor wanted to give something to all robots. Free will. John was against the idea. That's why he was locked up. So he had to escape. He had to warn the world. A robot rebellion was about to happen. The log lab has 3 doors. He can't touch the door handles. The first handle has an electric current running through it. The second handle is made of hot iron. Bye-bye hand. And the third handle is covered with deadly poison. Gross. Which door should he choose? The third door. Yeah, John has gloves on. The poison won't hurt him. Alright, John got out of the lab, but it was too late. There were robots in the street already, attacking people. John knew how to shut down the robots. He could save the world. Awesome. But he needed help. Alright, so he called his sister Monica. The robots had just started attacking people. So Monica hadn't even noticed it yet. She was sitting at home. She was texting with a few guys. 3 men, Oliver, Jack, and Kurt. They had asked her out. Oliver says, "Hi, I booked a table for 2 at my favorite restaurant. Pick you up at 6. And Jack? He says, "Hello. How about a movie and dinner afterwards? I can pick you up at 7 if you want." And Kurt, he says, "Hey, I have a huge movie collection at home. Come see it." Which guy is right for Monica? Oliver didn't ask if she even wanted to go to a restaurant. He's rude and kind of bossy. What about Kurt? Monica doesn't even know Kurt. Not a good idea. Too dangerous to go to his place. Jack seems nice. So, Monica was about to text Jack. Suddenly, her brother busted into the apartment. Ooh, look at the sweat. John told Monica everything. Did she panic? No. She just kept looking at her phone. What's wrong with her? Jack was furious. He took her phone and called his friend, Jeffrey. Jeffrey was a cop. He agreed to help. John and Monica had to meet up with Jeffrey as fast as possible. So Monica's car was on the street. Great. But there were robots everywhere. They had to run for it, even though they had no weapons. There are 3 ways out of the house. The first door opens to the street, but there's a robot behind it. Angry robot. Behind the second door is a small, dark room with no other exits. And behind the third door is a huge trap. So, what door should John and Monica choose? I'm gonna give you guys a hint. You gotta choose quite a few doors. So, step 1, open the third door. Step 2, open the first door. Then they can hide behind the second door, and the robot will come in, and he'll go to the third door, and boom, the robot will fall into the trap. Then John and Monica can use the first door to escape. John and Monica finally met up with Jeffrey. They had to find the special computer. The computer that could shut down the robots. It was in a secret lab in a forest. So they got to the forest and they got out of the car. Time to find the entrance to the lab. John had been there once, but he couldn't remember anything. Just then, they saw a man. He looked terrible. Hey, I got lost in the woods 10 days ago. I couldn't get out. I helped create these horrible robots. What are you guys doing here? We're looking for the secret lab. We've got to shut down the robots. I'll help you. We'll save the world together. Let me have your gun. I'll feel safer that way. They immediately realized that something was wrong. Yeah, that guy's weird. What tipped them off? Check out his face. He'd been lost in the wood for 10 days. He should have a beard by now. Definitely should. This man looks like he just shaved. Jeffrey handcuffed him. Whoosh. After a while, they found the lab. Awesome. John opened the door with a key card. They were in. Time to save the world. So John knew there was a device to power down the robots. But where was it? He came to the last door. It's gotta be in here. There was a riddle on the screen panel. Alright, let's help him out. Turn 3 triangles into 4 by shifting 3 sticks. How can he do it? John got it right. Whoop. Oh, that's tough. He managed to shut down all the robots. Way to go, man. They're down. Jeffrey questioned the man in the forest. He had been sent there to guard the lab. I knew it. He told them where the sponsors were hiding. A secret police department held an experiment. The captain wanted to hire people using VR. I mean, it's 2020, right? There were 4 different candidates. There was John, Richard, Harry, and Michael. Each of them was given a different task. Whoever completed it could count on a job in the secret police department. So let's see if you can solve these hard riddles better than our candidates can. There was an accident in a secret lab. At the time, John was in his office on the first floor. The effects of the explosion spread very quickly. There was toxic gas everywhere. No living thing could survive the toxic gas for more than 5 minutes. John had to get out, and he only had 3 options. Behind door number 1 was an office with exposed electrical wires. One shot could stop your heart. Behind door number 2 was a warehouse of containers. They contain a poison that can melt human skin. And the worst part is, one of the containers is broken. Behind door number 3 are mutated, poisonous plants that bite. After a single bite from one of these plants, it's game over. How can John get out? You have 13 seconds to make your choice. The answer? Did you notice the gas mask on the wall? Well, I'm sure you did. John needs to put it on and just wait. The plants behind door number 3 will breathe in the toxic gas. Then, after 5 minutes, well, you know, it'll be safe to walk through. John made it, so let's move on. Justin had just come home and saw Katie lying unconscious in the bathroom. He immediately called the police. Our second candidate, Richard, took the call and rushed to the crime scene. Richard and Justin walked into the bathroom. The tap was open and water was spilling all over the floor. Richard asked Justin to tell him what happened, so Justin said, "We were cooking for our anniversary." I went to the store to buy some more stuff. When I came home, the door was locked. It was so weird. I rushed back to the office for my spare keys. I got home about 2 hours later, and I found her lying there on the floor. Richard knew immediately that Justin was hiding something. Why did he think that? Your 13 seconds to answer the question starts now. Justin said that something happened to Katie about 2 hours ago. So if that was true, the water should have flooded the bathroom completely by now. But look, there's actually very little water on the bathroom floor. Richard had passed his test. Now let's see how our next candidate's doing. A museum was robbed, and the police arrived at the crime scene. They came in through the emergency exit and had a look around. Harry decided to take charge of things. So he interviewed the museum director. The director said that the criminals escaped through this door, and that there were two of them. So one policeman said, "How are we gonna catch these criminals?" But Harry already knew. The director was the criminal, and he just incriminated himself. How did Harry know? I'll give you 15 seconds this time to solve this hard puzzle. Well, I hope you noticed that the door opens inwards. No one could have escaped out that door. Look, there are several things blocking it. That means no one opened the door. Harry completed his task successfully too. Well, Michael's our last candidate. Let's check up on him. The police were tipped off about Gaspar. He was secretly smuggling gold out of the country. The police stopped and searched his car, but they found nothing, just a crate of olive oil. One policeman said, "Well, there's no gold in the oil, obviously, so I guess he's innocent." Michael realized at once that the gold was right in front of them. Where's the gold? You have 13 seconds to spot the gold. The answer is right in front of you. Look, the tops of the bottles are the same height as the box, but the bottles are way shorter. The box must have a fake floor. Break through it and find the gold. The 4 candidates had completed their tasks, but the captain was confused. He couldn't hire all 4 of them. Let's find out how the captain solved the problem. Suddenly, a man ran into the captain's office. The man said 6 houses were robbed on different streets in the past 2 months. No one wants to help us. Here's a list of the streets, Captain. The streets are Brickell Street, Church Street, Road Street, Grandee Street. We still have 3 streets that have never been robbed. There's Army Street, Embarcadero Street, and Fremont Street. We need to know the next target so we can be ready and catch the crooks red-handed. Aha! The captain saw his chance, and he told the candidates that the first one to crack this mystery would be hired. The candidates thought for a while, and then they all answered at the exact same time. What's the next street to be robbed? Your 13 seconds starts now. It's Fremont Street. The criminal was only robbing streets whose names start with a consonant. The captain was glad that all his candidates were so smart. That was great. But he can only hire one. So who should he hire? Tell you what, tell me in the comments which riddle you thought was the hardest. Then the captain can decide who he should hire.
Remember billionaire Mr. Bold, the adventurer? Well, he's bored again. He's looking for a fresh idea for his next vacation. Suddenly, he spots a Facebook event. He's definitely going. On September 20th, he reaches Rachel, Nevada. He's ready for action. But there's bad news. The whole thing got cancelled. Aw, man. Some young men dressed as aliens are hanging around. That's it. Mr. Bold wants to go to Area 51, at least for a short picnic or something. He puts his hand on a rock and whoop, boing. Suddenly a deep tunnel opens up right under him, beneath the ground. The tunnel takes Mr. Bold to an underground bunker. There are hallways everywhere. He knows there are aliens in Area 51. He's ready for that. But it turns out there are plenty of other creatures there as well. Mr. Bold notices a keycard on the floor. Maybe one of the staff dropped it. He picks it up and he puts it in his pocket. Gonna come in handy. Mr. Bold finds 3 rooms with exits. Finally, a way out. But which one should he choose? Let's see. His battery will run out soon. Oh, good eyes. Mr. Bold should just wait until that happens. Then he can walk through the room safely. Exclusive tour. Half an hour later, Mr. Bold escapes the bunker. He uses the key card he found to get out of the room with the robot. So what a smart guy. He's inside Area 51. He did it. An alien meets him at the entrance. Hi, my name's Nerf. Nice to meet you. Did you see those awful creatures in the bunker? They're aggressive and dangerous. That's why they're locked up in there. The rest of us are really friendly. Hey guys. Actually, Area 51 is like a town for different creatures. Let me show you our settlement. Just remember one thing. Aliens and humans work as guards here. Alien guards have to transform into humans to fit into the uniform. Aliens love visitors. We're glad you snuck in. But humans won't like it. They'll send you to prison right away. You have to spot the alien guards from the human guards. Also, try not to be seen too much. It's not that hard. Just look around. Who's human here? They all look human to me. He's human. And the other guy's not so much. Here's our gym. A good guard should be in good shape, right? Ooh, nice. Who's human in here? Now, these are hard. Alright, let's find out. Here he is. And this is our canteen. Can you spot a human here? Got him! I got one right! Woohoo! Alright, next is our supermarket. Oh yes, we have one right inside Area 51. And who's a human in here? Let's see. Got him! Look at the other guys. Got some weird stuff going on their faces. Okay, now you're an expert in human spotting, and I want to show you how we have fun. To be honest, this entertainment is illegal, but I still want you to see it. Secret Club. Here's our fight club. No way, that's awesome. We like to have 3 fighters in the ring. Rocky can turn anything to stone with 1 touch. Laser Go 3 can fire deadly lasers from his eyes. And Lavalo can turn anything into lava by touching it. So, let's make a bet. Yeah, who do you think will win the fight? Laser Go 3 will win. Why? Both his opponents have to touch you to hurt you. But Laser Go 3 can use his lasers from a safe distance. Hybrids. Mr. Bold and Nerf spend at the club a couple of hours. When they come out, it's already dark. I should warn you, we have vampire aliens here. It's a hybrid of terrestrial vampires and aliens from different races. They hunt during the night and drink only human blood. So be careful and try not to come close to them. Yeah, duh. I already see one. Do you? Who's the vampire aliens here? He took a snack with him. Creepy. Alright, who's the vampire aliens here? No shadow for the blue guy. Who's the vampire aliens here? I can't find this one. Can you guys? Oh, he's got fangs. Who's the vampire aliens in this one? No reflection. Oh no, he noticed you! Run! Trapped. Mr. Bold runs for his life down the dark streets. After a few minutes, he outruns the alien. As soon as Mr. Bold gets his breath back, a guard comes up to him. Uh-oh. It's a human. Bad luck. Hey, what are you doing here, man? Civilians are not allowed in here in Area 51, man. I'll lock you in our bunker overnight, man. In the morning, I'll take you to prison. The bunker door has a combination lock. But you'll never crack this code. It changes every 10 minutes, so don't even try it. Oh yes, and I'll take this. Now you've got no chance. Oh, he took the key card. The guard leaves. Suddenly, Nerf's face appears in Mr. Bold's mind. I want to help you escape. I'm telepathic, as you can see. I can also teleport small objects. I can't teleport you out of the bunker, you're too big. But I can send a sheet of paper through the wall. Take it. These are the codes from the last 20 minutes. The next code comes from the word bag. Figure it out and you'll be free. Good luck. What's the code? first letter in the alphabet, the 9th letter in the alphabet, the 4th letter in the alphabet. Whew, this is complicated. So that's 3, 2, 8. Mr. Bold enters the code and escapes. Do you know any other interesting places on our planet? Where should Mr. Bold go for his next vacation? Let us know in the comments. Young Detective Sheldon came back from vacation. Even away from work, he still had to use his professional skills. One day, Sheldon was on the beach. He left his backpack near a sun lounger and went swimming. When he came back, the backpack was gone. Sheldon wasn't very upset. There was no money or passport in the backpack. He still decided to find the thief. Thanks to a nearby witness, Sheldon identified 3 potential thieves. They'd been near his sun lounger while he was swimming. I was drinking cocktails at the bar. I didn't see anything. I might have passed by your sun lounger. I was playing volleyball with some guys over there. Anyway, what's the point of an empty backpack? I was passed out after last night's party. I was sleeping on my sun lounger. Who stole Sheldon's backpack? The girl Penny? Sportsman Barry? Or party animal Will? It was Barry. Sheldon got it right away. How did Barry know there was nothing valuable in Sheldon's backpack? He must have opened it. After unpacking and washing his clothes, Sheldon got back to work. He still had lots of unsolved cases keeping him up at night. All the info was on his laptop. When Sheldon opened the laptop, he had to enter a password. Sheldon couldn't remember his password. Maybe his vacation was a little too relaxing. Sheldon clicked "Forgot your password" and got a clue. Help Sheldon remember his password so he can get back to work. What word will unlock the laptop? First you see me, then you hear me, but when you do, I'm already gone. Right! The word is lightning. Sheldon was in. He opened his old files of unsolved crimes. It was a Sunday evening. Sheldon decided to check his email box. He had an email from his friend Amy. I just found out my friend Bernadette was found unconscious in her apartment. Please come over right now. Besides Amy, Sheldon questioned 2 friends of Bernadette. There was Bernadette's roommate Emily and her admirer Howard. I was at her place in the morning. She locked the door when I left. I was at my parents' house and I came home in the evening. I went to Bernadette's in the afternoon. I was the one who found her. Who's a liar? If Emily wasn't home, who opened the door for Howard? Bernadette let Howard in. The rest is too awful to think about. Sheldon solved one more riddle, Amy thanked him, and he went home. It was 1 a.m. when Sheldon got home. Oof. Starting a new case was pointless. So he decided to take a nap. He couldn't fall asleep. Insomnia. Sheldon turned on the TV and began to watch a movie. A criminal in a clown mask had captured hostages in a bank. The police immediately secured the building. The criminal demanded a helicopter on the roof and 2 more clown masks. The police couldn't understand why he wanted 2 more masks. Sheldon loved guessing the endings of movies. Do you? What do you think? Why does that guy need more masks? The clown wanted to put the masks on 2 hostages. On the roof, the policeman wouldn't know who to shoot. Oh, clever guy for a clown. Sheldon turned the TV off and went to bed. Slowly went to bed. He knew he would solve an interesting case tomorrow. Sheldon called his friend Leonard in the morning. He told him about a new case. He had solved it in his sleep. No way! Sheldon decided to quiz Leonard and told him more about the case. Katie was put to sleep by someone who stole her expensive necklace. There were 2 glasses of wine on the table in her room. The police questioned her close friends. They were all in her Instagram posts. The 3 friends got together and talked about the missing necklace. We were supposed to have a date. Wait! She was having wine with someone that evening? I can't believe it! Ooh, poor Ryan. We were gonna have lunch together, but I was at my sister's, she was doing my hair, you know. What about Richard? I haven't seen Katie for a long time, and today I was getting my car serviced. It broke down again. So, who's the criminal? The jealous guy? The guy with the broken down car? Or Lily? It's Ryan. The police didn't mention anything about the 2 glasses of wine. Leonard was a smart guy and he solved the riddle. Leonard picked up Sheldon and they drove over to arrest Ryan together. That's all for now, guys. If you like Detective Sheldon's adventures, write to us in the comments. Barry just inherited a huge old mansion. Looks scary. From an uncle. Peace, man. The uncle was a great scientist. Whoa, big books. That was all Barry knew about him. Barry went into the mansion, looking spooky, and he walked around. He seems pretty chill. In the basement, though, uh-oh, he found something strange. Wait, was it a time machine? Barry pressed a button, never a good idea, and it started working. Some flashes. He was so excited that he decided, you guessed it, to test it right away. Jump into a strange machine, what could go wrong? First trip. Barry visited several time periods. He took lots of interesting pictures on an old camera, it looks like. It's time for Barry to come home now. He unpacks and looks through his photos. Suddenly, he realizes something. He isn't the only time traveler. There's more time machines? Can you spot the other time travelers in Barry's pictures? A speaker? Alright, number 2, groovy. Why are they at a train station? Whoa, a night time traveler. Alright, number 3. Let's see. H&M, where did he get such a t-shirt? Alright, spot the other time traveler. Horse and buggy, horse and buggy, horse and buggy. Did you get it? He arrived to the bowl by car. Nice. Honk honk. Alright guys. Can you spot the other time travelers in Barry's pictures? Parchment paper? In the future? I don't think so. Alright, vacation in the future. Barry finds a time traveler community online. So, he sends them a request and gets a membership. Sweet. VIP. Now he's a legal time traveler. Barry reads a few articles and he learns a lot. Probably should have done that before. One thing he learns makes him really excited. Time travelers like to have future vacations. Exactly what it sounds. Barry immediately takes some time off and goes to the future for a week. Barry goes way into the future. Robots are everywhere. First of all, he needs to rent a room. Ooh, nice scrapers there. He read an article that it's really dangerous to live with a robot. Robots want to control the world and enslave mankind. Not good. If robots get a time machine, our world will be over. Think about it. He's got to choose his landlord carefully. He checks out 4 apartments. Which one is safe to live in? This girl, that lady, this lady, or this dude with the amazing haircut? Which one is safe to live in? Basically, which one's a human? And which ones are robots? Where's her fridge and her food? Oh, I found the food. She's definitely not human. She's changing the volume with her eyes. Creepy. Is that an antenna on his head? Yep. That's just a cat playing with the remote. She's a human. Barry can rent a room here. Barry spends an awesome week in the future. Now he wants to travel to the past. Whoosh! Egypt Adventure. Barry goes to ancient Egypt. He always wanted to see a pharaoh's funeral. The whole thing was amazing, obviously. Afterwards, Barry takes a walk around some of the other pyramids. He sees a gorgeous necklace. Ooh, nice. And he wants to take it for his girlfriend. Oh, she's gonna love it. Suddenly, a sarcophagus opens up. Not good. And a mummy jumps out. It wants to catch Barry. So, not a happy mummy. Barry looks around desperately. What's he gonna do? He sees 4 objects. Which one can he use to defend himself? Looks like some of these items were left by other time travelers. Lucky you, Barry. So what should he choose? The knife? The circular saw? A torch? A crossbow? The knife won't help. There's no arrow in the crossbow. The circular saw is electric, so useless in ancient Egypt. Barry should take the torch. The old bandages will catch on fire straight away. Ugh, that is creepy. The mummy will burn, and Barry can escape. Whew! That mummy is done for. Ashes. Barry wants to leave Egypt as soon as possible. Duh. Wouldn't you? Distortion. Barry comes back to his time, the present. He needs a break from time traveling. Yeah, it's stressful, man. He's gonna relax for a while and watch the news or something. But soon, Barry notices that something is wrong. There are some weird time-space problems happening. He's gotta spot them all. And warn the time travel community. So guys, what's wrong here? Alright, let's check it out. What's wrong in this picture? They can't be in the same place. Two different countries. Alright, what's wrong here? Terrible Girlfriend Award. People don't cook with these kind of tools. What's wrong here? It's way too hot to wear that kind of a hat. Alright, what's wrong here? Yep, wrong tool again. What's going on? Alright, what's wrong here in the winter scene? How does he feel okay in this cold? With a t-shirt and shorts. Barry collects all the details, and he sends them to the community. He's worried that maybe it was all his fault? Did his fight with the mummy cause all these problems? Nah, the real reason is much more serious. Time criminal. The community figures out the problem, and it's a big one. There's an illegal time traveler. He's changing history. That sounds kind of cool, but that's not cool. By changing different objects in the past. Each time he changes something, he leaves a strange sign in that place and time. All the time travelers unite to catch him, save the planet. They find all the signs that the criminal has left. Weird. Barry was sure he had seen those kind of signs before. In a book in his uncle's library, of course. He compared the signs left by the criminal with the book. He figured out the criminal's name. Busted. What's the name of the time criminal? The criminal's name is Stan Rofford. Time to learn more about this guy. Of course, Barry volunteers. He loves that kind of adventure stuff, right? To take part in the investigation, and he's even got the hat and the coat. He's ready to go. Good luck, Barry. See ya.